What's up, brother and sisters? It's your brother G World 7_D. I'm gonna make a quick video, and I want to show you certain things and pick up on certain things. Okay, here's this book, The World of the Ancient Greeks. All right, the nose is figured with the braids in the hair, so like little cornrows and stuff on the hair. You know, so a lot of these little Greek statues are fake anyway, but the nose is figured with the braids in the hair. But this is in the cover of this book. But I'm gonna turn to page 26. I want you to notice things. This is how you can pick up that how history connected itself around the world. Is it 26? Maybe 25. Yeah, 25. All right. Here's what it's talking about the first Greeks. But notice, look at how their hands are folded on their chest. Whereas the left side is on top of the right, and it's supporting like the elbow, the left elbow with the bottom. You see that also in Mesoamerica, this type of arm folding. This is not by accident, man. This is always a global world connection. I'm going to read this real quick. Focus. Whatever. Indigenous people have occupied Greece since the time of the Neanderthals. Migrations at various periods have brought in many other groups, recognizable by the distinctive material remains of their cultures, pottery, figurines, technological, burial customs, architecture, and the like. Archaeologists have recovered and studied these remains and have attempted to sort out the history and relationships of these different people who at various times occupied the mainland, the islands, Crete, and Asia Minor. The literary record of the latter Greeks also hold in memory of those early populations, known as Lelegians, Pelasgians, Lelegians, Pelasgians, Phoenicians, Karens, and others. Somewhere in this complex mix of prehistoric peoples, those who spoke Greek and worshipped the Olympian gods arrived, and over the centuries established themselves as the dominant culture in the Mediterranean. Now, I remember I mentioned who the original Greeks were. All right, I'm gonna go on and turn down, turn over, skip pages. Excuse me. And I'm going to go read a little bit of this right here. Excavations in various parts of Greece have now brought to light considerable information for the Upper Paleolithic period, 40,000 to 10,000 BC. 40,000 to 10,000 BC. For the most part, the human inhabitants of the region occupied caves and shallow rock shelters, usually located on the slopes of a ravine or narrow river valleys. Migrating animals, in particular red deer, made up a large part of their diet. Hunting and gathering were the means of sustenance, and people lived in relatively small groups and almost certainly moved with the seasons to follow herds or collect foodstuff. More than a dozen Paleolithic sites have been studied in Greece. The most extensively excavated and published is the French cave in the Argolid, in the Peloponnese, which has greatly expanded our information on these early times. All right, now hunter and gatherers, you see them with the small little diminutive people that you find in Africa, over in Southern Africa. I remember when I was taking those doggone humanity courses. I remember looking at those films and showing them Negroes hunter and gatherers, slash and burn and all that stuff in Southern Africa, man. And you see those Negroes were doing that too. And when you look at the white teachers who were teaching the class, man, I guess they was making mockery of those individuals. But when you read the term hunting and gathering, I think of those those little short little Negroes, man. Them diminutive, skinny little Negroes that you find that I used to see over in Southern Africa. All right. Now I'm gonna go over, turn even further over. I'm gonna talk about something real quick. Show you something real quick, or mention something real quick. I want to show you the images here. Thera. Now, these are obviously Negroes. People have seen these pictures before, but these are obviously Negroes, as you see here. And notice the thing I always mention: boats. They had different type of boats, or even large ships, when they sailed around the world, or used different boats to go do different forms of selling. So some of our people cannot fathom that Negroes sailed around the world, that we were just stuck in slave ships brought here to the Americas. No, we were already here. We've been here. And I know it's hard for some people to fathom, man. Most of our ancestors were not brought over in no slave ships from Africa. A large of our ancestors came out of Europe. They were expelled out of Europe. And they did not have slave names. They were the Aboriginal Negroes of Europe. White folks stole the identity, just like they did here in the Americas, took our identity. They took our names. They're having us thinking that we have slave names. All of us want to run to Africa, claim that we have slave names and change our name to some little African name. No, we are the Aboriginal people on this planet. That's why I've shown those images of black folks globally. All right. And here's images, like I said, of Thera. Now you see, look at this. Look at the hair. Got a spike like afro right here, man. Look at these individuals. These are unquestionably Negroes, man. This is not even up for debate. Look at the head wrap. Oh shoot, I get it clear. The head wrap on here. All right, these are the original Negroes of that region. Thera, the island of Thera, or Santorini, some 112 kilometers, 70 miles north of Crete, is still an active volcano. In the 1960s, excavation began at the southern end of the island, at a place called Akateri, where there are the remarkably well-preserved remains of a prehistoric town, buried under a deep layer of soft pumice and ash. The date of the volcano eruption, which covered this town, is still a matter of some controversy. Archaeologists using traditional methods of pottery chronologically originally dated the eruption to around 1450 BC. More recently, a variety of scientific methods, as well as the excavation of layers of pumice at stratified sites on the north shore of Crete, seem to indicate that the eruption took place as early as 1625 BC. The devastation was apparently preceded by warning tremors. Since few luxury goods and no bodies were found, the inhabitants had time to flee, unlike the many unfortunate victims at Pompeii, caught in the unexpected eruption of Vesuvius in AD 79. The houses at Akateri stand 2 and 3 stories high, their walls decorated with bright and lively painted frescoes depicting a variety of scenes: antelopes, young boys boxing, blue monkeys, fishermen with their catch, women collecting saffron, shallows in a landscape, and miniature scenes showing a river lined with palms and papyrus, a naval possession of many ships from one city to another, and a scene of shipwreck and armed warriors. The interpretation of those pictures with no text has engaged the imagination of several scholars. Are they historical, which is depicted, and where are they taking places? Where they taking place, of interest in the military. Scenes are depictions of soldiers carrying ox hides, shields, and warriors wearing boar's tusk helmets. Actually, helmets of this type are fairly common to find in the Mycenaean world, but are very rare in the Cyclades or on Minoan Crete, perhaps suggesting we are looking at scenes recording a Mycenaean invasion in the Aegean. The excavation and restoration work, that means the whitening up stuff, began under the Spiridon Marentos for the Archaeological Society of Athens, are continuing today under the direction of Christos Dumas. A fresco room at Akatiri with antelopes and a useful boxers. The red skin of the boys is a convention borrowed from Egyptian painting, while the subject matter and naturalistic styles are original to the Aegean. View of the ruins at Kateri. Doors and windows were originally wood frame, and the large storage jars were common. Below, frescoes from Akatiri. Opposite, a scene of military action on both land and sea. Note the large ox-hide shields and plumed helmets. Below, an expedition at sea. And I showed you these are all Negroes, man. Look at the rocking afros. This is unquestionably Negroes. And they're using boats. They're traveling by boats. So, Pompeii was nothing but a bunch of Negroes, too, man. All these were originally Negroes in this region. All these were Negroes in this region. And he showed these Negroes in ships. And I'm showing this over and over again. Now, something I want to go back to, I want to show you, I mentioned this right here. The islands of the Aegean produce a particularly elegant, recognizable Cycladic culture during the early Bronze Era. Named after the essential group of islands, the Cyclades, in addition to the characteristic architecture and burial customs of the early Bronze Age Greece, the Cycladic culture is recognized by its pottery of marble vessels and figurines. The islands of the Naxos and Paros have large quarries of fine white marble, and this was used to make vessels and a large number of human figurines. They generally take the form of female figurines, several of them pregnant, with anatomy and facial features minimally rendered, an abstraction which makes them appear curiously modern. Traces of painted decoration have been detected on many examples. Their function is not well understood, though they are usually recovered from graves and they cannot stand up on their own. A few more complex examples depict male musicians, either standing playing a flute or seated with a lyre. Evidence of this culture is found on most of the islands of the Aegean and along the adjacent coast of the mainland. On the large southern island of Crete, in this period, the inhabitants were apparently in contact with more advanced civilizations in the region, and the art of making vessels in hard stones, granite and basalt, was imported from Egypt. I repeat, on the large southern island of Crete in this period, the inhabitants were apparently in contact with more advanced civilization in the region. The art of making vessels in hard stones, granite and basalt, was imported from Egypt because the Negroes came from that area. All right, this stuff is so obvious, man. But the Negroes came from that area. It was going back and forth. So the quote Egyptians colonized them damn islands. The Comedians. Negroes colonizing those damn islands. Negroes are all around the world. Look at these arms, these hands folded up like this. These different figurines. This is obviously supposed to be a woman because you see the little breast right here. All right, but the point I showed you, these Negroes on these ships. All right, we have various different type of ships, and look at all these individuals on these ships, and they're selling right here. This was in wall painting. Look at this. These are all Negroes, and look at the head wraps that I said before. You see Negroes wearing that very today. Here in America, over in Africa, at certain places in Africa, you see them Negroes wearing their head wraps, man. Black people, so-called black people, melanated people, Negroid people, were all over this planet. They weren't situated in one location. So when these goofballs continue to say that you were a descendant of African slaves and continue to railroad with you with that, and do not take in this other information, this research that's been done, they're coons. I'm going to keep this real. They're coons. I'm not going to bite my tongue on that. They're coons. And, also I want to say this, man. This information is been buried and hidden from you. For you not to know this. I came across, I know about this website, was a real history. It's currently, for a while, it crashed with so many people on there. But now, all of a sudden, the page is down. Like it's been taken off. And just tell you these people do not want you to know your history, man. There's probably some coons at work going along with doing that. This is the self-hatred that some of our people have, but also the hatred these other people have. They not want you to know your full, true history. That's in your face. This stuff is in your face. When I start talking about 10,000, these white folks didn't exist. They didn't exist then. So what they have done is giving you a fake, fraudulent history and say that you came from African slaves, and say that your last names are there from white folks, quote, from your white slave masters. And Negroes continue to recite this lie. That is a lie. We do not speak the white man's language. We do not have the white man's last names. They stole our stuff. I said that over and over again. I said that in the past so many times. These people have stolen everything from us. But yet, some of you Negroes want to integrate and procreate with them. That's sick. That's why I don't take people like Gates seriously, because he'd never been with a damn black woman. But yet he want to talk about our history. What a clown. Our true history is in our face, is in a lot of these academic books, and man, this stuff costs money to get this stuff, pile these books, journals, documentation. It costs money, but I'm telling you the information's there if you were to do the research. The information is there. And it's up to you to want to gain it and get it. It's in your damn face. Literally, this stuff is in your damn face. Your so-called Negro history is in your damn face. Look at the so-called short pygmanoid type of Negro right here. Your history is in your damn face, man. But you've been told that you're a damn slave. And man, you Negroes, you believe that mess. You've been told that you're a slave from Africa. You have no history, that you're a slave from Africa. That's it. And then you get these so-called Negroes who claim to be scholars who still teaching that mess, like Greg Carr. These Negroes are not on nothing, man. They want to make you a slave. Just a slave from Africa. That's what you are. Just a slave from Africa. When you are the Aboriginal people of this planet. The original Greeks were Negroes. The original Greeks were Negroes. Period. They were Negroes. Of various different ethnic groups, but these are some straight up Negroes. They weren't Caucasian people. Despite what these bastards try to tell you, they were not white. You geometric figures. Obviously showing Negroes. This information, like I said, is in your face. But you're going to have to do the research. And you're going to have to stop saying you are a descendant of African slaves. That is bad information. That is distorted information. That is wrong information. Alright, brothers and sisters, get your full history back. Get your true history back. Do not allow others to distort your history, pimp your history, lie about your history. This is your true history. Get your full history back. Get your full history back. Get it all back. Alright, and I want to show something before I... Oh, I had it right here. Here's the snake goddess, right? Now look at this. The two serpents that she's holding in her hand. I said that this image was in, let's say, Alberta, Canada, where they had a head. It was very deteriorated. That was more like a woman, and this image on her head, the feline cat in her head. You see the head and the feline cat that was in Carden to Rock in Canada. Now, the head's been totally deteriorated, but this image you can still somewhat see over in Canada. And then she's showing the two serpents. You also had the serpent mounds in the Americas. These brothers and sisters travel throughout the world, spreading their knowledge and their wisdom. And I wanted to show something else, but I can't get a real clear picture of that. But that was one of the few images that I know of where a woman's face was carved into the rock. But you see here the similarities of this female goddess. And I want to show that, man, because this information is totally right in your face. And I'm showing you this information here right here. Look at this ship, and this might be some little quarters that go inside, keep away from the exposures of the sun. Alright, like I said, look at this individual back here with a little afro. Alright, these other individuals with afro. These are actually our people. Alright, they're not Caucasians. So I'm going to close up on that, and just want to make that video right there. I want brothers and sisters to pick up on a lot of things and realize that our people around the world globally, and they sailed and traveled around the world. Right there, I just showed you an image of a boat that was over in Thera. And I showed you boats by them black people in the Philippines. And I mentioned boats by black people in Australia. And I talked about boats by black people in America. And I think I talked about a boat that was buried deep under the sand over in Africa, particularly West Africa. Because people were selling constantly throughout the world. This is information that I've been had, not been known, but you piece stuff together. But brothers and sisters, information is there. I want to challenge you to continue to learn your true history. Do not listen to any idiot who say you just come from slavery. And that the reason we hear in large numbers because of breeding farms. That's a goddamn lie. We're here in large numbers because we've been here. So continue to learn your true history and do not listen to these charlatan-ass pimp Negroes who want you to believe that you came over here on some love boat cruise at the hands of some white man. That's a lie. That is a big lie. All right, brothers and sisters, this is your brother G World 7_D. I have so much I want to talk about. I'm eventually going to talk about Hadrian's Wall and the Negroes who built that damn wall. The Roman Negroes who built that damn wall. All right, brothers and sisters. Peace and love.